Bonjour classe, comment ça va? Bienvenue à notre nouvelle classe en ligne. Ça va bien? Today we're going to be talking about Unité 6, which begins with some vocabulary à l'hôtel. It can be found in your textbook on page 230, that's page 230. So you're going to need your textbook if you have it, although I will go over all the vocab here on the screen. You will need probably a piece of paper to take some notes, une feuille de papier ou un cahier, and finally, quelque chose avec écrire, comme un stylo ou un crayon, n'est-ce pas? Allez les chercher et on commence bientôt. Okay, here we are. This is really some great vocabulary for you in your future travels. Whether or not you go on to study French next year or at the university, I hope a lot of you want to get out there and travel once we're allowed to leave our house, right? So going to any French-speaking country, you're going to have to make some reservations somewhere, a hotel, an inn, a bed and breakfast. Maybe if you travel when you're young, you'll go to a youth hostel. So here are some ideas of things that you can say, things that you can ask for when you're making travel plans sometime in the future. Pour le vocabulaire, regardez ici à l'écran et écoutez et répétez après moi, s'il vous plaît. Aller, loger, séjourner, passer la nuit. To go somewhere, to stay somewhere for a period of time, or to spend the night. Where can one stay? Où est-ce qu'on peut loger? Dans un hôtel de luxe, dans un hôtel bon marché, dans une auberge de jeunesse. Of course, un hôtel de luxe is a luxury hotel. Un hôtel bon marché is a well-priced hotel, not too expensive. Une auberge is like a country inn or a bed and breakfast. Une auberge de jeunesse is a youth hostel, where when I was in college, several of my friends stayed in one when they came to visit me in Paris, and then also when I traveled to Spain, I stayed in a youth hostel because it was super cheap. The amenities weren't the best high quality, but it was great for a student budget, and you actually get to meet people staying in places like that, so it's pretty fun. So I have some pictures, un hôtel de luxe, un auberge de jeunesse, un hôtel très bon marché, etc. Quand on est à la réception, des choses à dire. Il faut être très formel dans la langue française, n'est-ce pas? Alors toujours, bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur. Je voudrais réserver une chambre, s'il vous plaît. Quel genre de chambre? Pour une personne? Pour deux personnes? À un lit? À deux lits? Les renseignements. Une douche, une salle de bain, un téléphone, une télévision, la climatisation, l'air conditionné, un balcon, une belle vue. Combien de temps comptez-vous rester? Jusqu'à quand comptez-vous rester? How long do you want to stay, or until when are you going to stay? Je compte rester 2 nuits, ou 3, ou 4 nuits. Je compte rester une semaine. Je compte rester jusqu'à mardi, ou mercredi, ou jeudi, ou n'importe quoi. Jusqu'au 12 juillet. Du 3 au 15 juin. Comment allez-vous payer? Ça, c'est très important. Comment allez-vous payer? Je vais payer en espèces. Je vais payer avec une carte de crédit. You'll notice I have these two up here. They are in your textbook, but I crossed them off because honestly, if you're going to go stay in a hotel anymore these days, you're either paying in cash, en espèces, or with a credit card, avec une carte de crédit. Traveler's checks, des chèques de voyage, a regular check par chèque, are pretty passé anymore, so most hotels are only accepting les espèces ou une carte de crédit. Et voici votre clé. Aussi, on a les renseignements supplémentaires. These are on page 231, 231. Une piscine, une salle d'exercice, un ascenseur, la service dans les chambres, accès pour les personnes handicapées, la pension complète et la demi-pension. Some hotels, especially things that are more like resorts, will offer you not just the room, but also meals that come with the room. So la pension complète is you'll usually get breakfast and some other kind of meal as part of the deal. Et la demi-pension might just be breakfast. When you get to your room, you might like it or you might have some questions about it. So I'm going to go over here. And let's take a look at these phrases here. Répétez après moi. Est-ce que je pourrais avoir une chambre plus grande, plus claire, plus spacieuse, mieux située, plus confortable, moins chère, plus calme, moins bruyante? I think you have seen some of these words before. For example, obviously grande. Plus grande means literally more big, but we would say bigger, right? Plus clair is brighter, more bright, like maybe with a better window. Plus spacieuse, again, larger, more spacious. Mieux situé, in a better place, like maybe it's right by the stairwell, it's too noisy, so mieux situé. Plus confortable, more comfortable. Moins cher, less expensive, especially for those of you who might be traveling as students in the future. Plus calme, just more calm. Moins bruyante, less noisy, again, depending on where it is in the hotel or what's happening all around you. Now that's the next part of our lesson, is talking about how to compare things, and it uses these words that we just talked about. Whoa, a little fast there. Now I'm going to go over here. Whoa, whoa. Okay. The words plus, moins, and aussi. Plus, just like it looks, means more, plus. Moins means less. And aussi means the same as or equal to. You use these expressions with adjectives, so like in the list above. Plus grande, bigger. Moins cher, less expensive. Aussi confortable, just as comfortable. Any adjectives you can think of to describe something, you can compare that with something else by using plus, moins, and aussi. If you're comparing amounts of things, quantities, it's almost the same. But let's say you're talking about how much money you have or how much homework your French teacher is giving you. You would use plus de, moins de, or autant de. Alors, par exemple, j'ai plus d'argent que toi. I have more money than you. Or, Madame Moore donne moins de devoirs que Madame, je ne sais pas. Which teacher gives you the most homework? You can compare the two. Moins de, less of a thing, or the same amount of a thing. Okay, so if you're talking adjectives, that's plus, moins, and aussi. And if you're talking about number of things, quantities, it's plus de, moins de, autant de. Voila. To practice that, I do have a few slides with some pictures. So for example, il y a deux hôtels. The first hotel is called Hôtel de Luxe. To practice this, think of some adjectives to describe it. Grande, jolie, beau. And then compare it to another hotel. Say one called Hotel Bob. Hey, Hotel Bob. What's this one like? Sale, dangereux, bizarre. To compare the two hotels, then, you can make up some sentences. So look at these two pictures. And using adjectives, I'll move myself out of the way again. Looking at these two hotels, Hotel de Luxe and Hotel Bob, what kinds of comparisons can you make? Hotel de Luxe est plus beau que Hotel Bob. Oui. Hôtel de luxe est plus grand que Hôtel Bob. Hôtel Bob est moins joli que Hôtel de luxe. Hôtel Bob est moins intéressant que Hôtel de luxe. I don't know, that could go either way. This place looks pretty interesting. I bet you'd have a story to tell if you stayed there. So on the slideshow, which I've shared with you on Google Classroom, I have quite a few other things you can use for your own practice. So talk about Parc Fantastique. Myself. Compare Parc Fantastique to Parc de Junk. What are the differences? How can you compare? You can also compare these people. Who's bigger, smaller? Who has more money? Oh, more friends, not as many friends, things like that. So use this slideshow, scroll through it on your own time. If you want to print it out and write some things down, that's also a good idea. But this is just to help you to practice, okay? So the other thing you have in your, oh, this is a video scene that we don't get to watch. In your Google Classroom, I've also got some other handouts. For example, I think there's a workbook page that helps you, like a couple of different handouts that can help you practice your vocabulary and these comparatives, as well as the superlative, the most. Pretty obvious. It's le plus, la plus, and les plus. So you can work through those as well. That's it for today. You can watch this video as many times as you want. Practice as much as you want. Please feel free to email me during my office hours every day from 10 to noon, or really anytime you have a question, and I'll try to respond to you in a convenient time if I can. And as you get things done, you can take a picture of the work that you've done and post it to Google Classroom or email it to me, and I'll give you some feedback. All right. Time for a little shout out. I have a shout out for Emmy. Hi, Emmy. She was the first one to email me about class for the rest of the year, so way to go. It was good to hear from you. And also to all of you for helping to complete that survey. That is going to inform some of the things that I do, some of the cultural videos that I give you, and just other things that we study for the rest of the year. So thank you for filling out the survey, and thanks for being part of this class. I hope it goes well. I'm excited to see you next time. For now, à bientôt. Au revoir.